In this Kdenlive tutorial, I will show you how to quickly edit a sequence of video clips using newer versions of Kdenlive. I should be using version 19.0370. Other tutorials can be found in my playlist. Okay, before I actually go into using the video editor, I'm just going to go quickly over something with the download. I've downloaded this version here, and it's what they call an app image. Now if you've never used an app image and that's how you've downloaded your Kdenlive video editor, you'll first need to right click on it and then left click properties, and in permissions make sure you place a tick next to execute, otherwise the program won't open. Okay, now I should be able to open Kdenlive. Okay, now first things first, before editing anything, make sure that your video editor matches the format and the frame rate. My camera uses MTS files. It's a Canon camera, so, and it's 1080, so this is not set up correctly on purpose. So this actually says 1080p 50 frames per second. I want to change it to 25. Now in the old days the settings were up here. Now although you can't see them, if you do want to look at these settings, if you just place your pointer in this sort of area here next to render and then hold down Control and then M, then OK. It doesn't always work because the mouse moves, so make sure it's actually there. Control M and it will bring up the settings. So just make sure your pointer's in this bar here next to render. But you don't really need these unless you're going to start fanny-assing around with it. So I'm going to close this down. So again, I'll press Control M and OK, and they'll disappear. Right. To change the settings in Kdenlive, look for the tab that says New. Left click on this, and you've got all your settings here. Now I'm going to change this to 25 frames per second. So I'm going to left click on HD 1080p 25 FPS. Now another thing, if you're editing large long video clips or even 4K on a non-4K computer, I recommend that you put a tick in the box next to Proxy Clips. Also make sure you've got a tick in the box next to Generate for videos larger than. Now this will create low resolution video clips which are easier to sort of play back and flick through quickly, especially if you're doing 4K. But when you come to render the video, so for instance if this happened to be a 4K video clip, it wouldn't play in here, but it would play the proxy. But when I render the video, it will render it back out as 4K anyway. So once you've selected your frame rate, size of your aspect ratio of your video clip, proxies, and generate for videos larger than, if you want to use proxies, just left click OK, and you should find that this will change up the top here. And incidentally, this will, every time you open up Kdenlive, this will be set at this once you've closed it down. OK. Now importing videos into Kdenlive, I'm not great but user of file browsers. You can left click on this little tab up here and browse through, or right click here and it'll say add a clip, and by the time you wait for this all to come up, it's probably not worth browsing through. What I tend to do is open up a folder before I even open up the video editor. Generally I will go to the folder where the videos is stored and then select the videos. So I'm going to hold down Control and select these two, this one and this one, then reduce the folder in size, and hopefully they still should be highlighted, and then just hold your left mouse button down on the one of the folder or one of the video clips and drag it in. I've done up to 50 in this tree before now, and this is a quick way of doing it. And then close that down. Now these came up quite quickly because I've already got the Proxy Clips set up. I've looked through these videos before. It may take a bit longer for this to happen if this is the first time you've used the video clips that you're going to use, and the P stands for Proxy Clip. Okay, so let's do the first one. Now for some reason or other these come in rather than the top one's the first, it's the last, so I'm going to do the one at the bottom, and all I'm going to do is double click on it and it will bring this up in this screen here. So let's edit this clip. I'm going to just press play, and then when this chap comes across here I'm going to stop. So the guy ran across there, I'll stop it here. Now there's a little button here, it says set zone in. Okay, and now I'm going to press play again until it gets to, I don't know, there. This time I'm going to left click on set zone out. Now with your pointer in the viewer, hold down your left mouse button and drag the clip into track 1, V1. Don't try and bring it to the end because you'll probably fail. Just bring it into V1, track 1, and then hold down your left mouse button and slam it up to the beginning. So let's do another one. Again, I'm going to play this one and start it there, set zone in, play the clip and set zone out, and then stop it there and then set zone out, and again drag your clip into the timeline, slam it up to the beginning. Okay, I'm going to double click on this next clip, and this is where you'll see how it's a lot easier to edit rather than playing, because you've probably already looked at your clips already. Just place your pointer in this area here next to the marker, hold down your left mouse button and drag your clip over. Now this, I couldn't do this without using Proxy Clips. Now I'm going to start it where the train's just come in from behind this carriage here. Actually I think it's a coal tender, I don't know, anyway. And I'm going to left click set zone in, and again all I'm going to do now is just drag this over it so the train gets to, I don't know, let's go there, and set zone out. Again I'll drag this clip in and slam it up to the beginning. Do one more, double click on this one, and again you can hardly see the train here, so we'll use this slider and I'll left click set zone in, and I don't know, we'll start, finish there, British Rail, that'll do, set zone out, and again drag the clip in. Okay, and all you need to do now is play your video clip, or you can go back to the beginning rather than dragging the marker, play your video clip. And that's all there is to it really. You can adjust the lengths by dragging the ends of these clips out once you've decided what you're going to do, but personally I would just, if I wanted to change any of these clips, like say if I wanted to change this one, I'll just drag these out, and then to be honest with you I would right click on it and remove it, and then go back, double click on it again, and your original markers are there. And if you want to change where your markers are, you can still come across. So let's say I just wanted to change it here, and then let's say I'll set zone in again, and then I can drag this back in and knock these up together. And that's just a quick way of doing it. You can change the lengths on the ends, but this is just a very quick tutorial to help people start editing using Kdenlive. So only other thing you need to do now is render your video clip. Top of the screen there's a little button that says render. I have to click on this. Now you've got some options of what kind of format you're going to use. Now you can go flash, you've got so many different ones. I'm not going to go through all of them. These obviously relate to the original format as well. So as I generally do, unless I'm doing a tutorial, I use WebM for YouTube, but in this instance I'm going to go MPEG MP4 and left click on this, and also I don't see the point in having a poor quality video, so I'll slide the quality up. Next thing, left click on the little folder, select output destination. Now just for ease I'm gonna somewhere here just stick this on the desktop, and then in the file name you can literally wipe across the whole lot and type in a title. So I'm going to just type in something like trains, that'll do. Left click on save, and then left click render to file, and then you'll have to wait for the video clip to finish rendering, and when it's finished rendering I'll just come back to this. Okay, well once your clip's finished rendering you can just remove the job, close this down, and you can save your image. In fact, save the document if you want. In fact, this is where placing your pointer here and hitting Control M does come in handy, because if you want you can save as, and then you'll be able to open this up again. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to just close this down, and then hopefully we should have a video clip that plays back reasonably well. That really is all there is to it. Hopefully this helps somebody. Thank you for watching. Cheers.